Recording in progress.
Welcome to episode 52, you guys, of the Big Messy Bun. This bun is big. It's so freaking messy. I just finished teaching a class here in Victoria in this gorgeous hotel room, and I'm on traveling time right now. So I'm going to share with you guys a podcast today that's going to cover things about being kind. We talk about this all the time on the podcast, but I'm going to share with you how when you operate from a level of kindness and go out in the world with that thought that you're going to be that person, it's amazing how much comes back to you when you just lead with that. And I've shared this before, and I'm going to start off this podcast with this. If you're listening to this right now and you're struggling to be kind to others, whether you're burnt out, you're tired, you're pissed, you're whatever, you're going through something, I urge you to take the time to be kind to yourself. Like, go pour some love and kindness into you, which means self-care, right? If you're not sure where to begin, start with some little things, like put some water in your body, talk to maybe a friend that you can open up to and feel supported by. But don't sit in that space for too long, because it gets pretty gross when you're there. So if you're struggling to be kind, it might be because you need some kindness in your own life. So let's start with that. Now, I am going to share with you guys, and I hope you're watching this episode on YouTube, because I brought props and I'm going to be acting out as good as I can the flight attendant we had on our flight. So last week, my lover and I took a flight, and we flew from Winnipeg to Vancouver. And while on the flight, we had separate seats, just the way we booked. We weren't sitting together. So the night before, we were checking in. I'm like, should we fix our seats so we sit together? And we're both a little extroverted, and we enjoy other people's conversation. Love creating it, having it, whatever. We're both into that. So we decided to sit separately because we thought it would be fun. And it turned out to be such a fucking unbelievable plane ride. Lance ended up helping a mom and a baby in his seat, and I got the pleasure of sitting with a beautiful woman who was on her way to Hawaii, and I'm going to share her story at a later date, but I'm going to share with you the experience that happened on this flight. So we're sitting there just kind of getting friendly with my neighbors in the chairs. I don't have Charlie with me, which is great. That means I can actually talk to people on the flight without her freaking out. So we're just sitting there, and you know when they do the run through of the safety features of your aircraft and whatever, I'm looking up, and I try to pay attention to those people, because they're doing their job, and so many people just do don't even want to listen to them. So I'm watching, and I got this flight attendant. His name is Thomas. I find out his name is Thomas, and I'm going to act this one out. So he is doing the thing, okay? So he's doing get the mask and all the stuff, and he's doing the exits of the air. Oh my God, I've got a sweaty crotch. Well, whatever. I just finished class and my pants are black. So anyways, so he's doing the exit here and exit there. He's like, exit and exit. And he has some hair flow going. He was so dramatic, so into it. When he went to do the mask, he was pulled the mask, and he was so into his role. It was awesome. Awesome. So we're sitting there, and I'm already getting to know my friends beside me. I got Shelly on one side, Dominic on the other side. And I said to them, I'm like, did you see his performance? I called it a performance. It was so good. And I'm like, are we going to clap for him? I really thought I had them on board, but no. Thomas finishes, and I'm sitting here proud as shit, clapping away. My lover is a seat over, a whole aisle over, sitting thinking, yeah, that is my girl over there. I am clapping so hard, I just finished watching, I don't know, a concert. And I'm clapping. He starts coming down the aisle, and I called him, and I'm like, that was awesome. I've been on so many flights where they don't even seem they do it so much, right? They're like, do. So I told him, what a great job. What a great freaking job. And he's like, thank you so much. It's just my first day back after 2 months off. And I just said, that was great. And then I said to him, did I say it to him then? Oh, no. He then brought around, it was time. I got to fast forward, or else we'll be here for an hour. Then he's bringing the drinks by, and he brings me and the Shelly beside me. He brings us our drinks and our pretzels, and then doesn't he slip us a full-size Kit Kat bar? Full size, you guys. On an aircraft, they're like $5,000. Like I got comped on an aircraft. You guys, that's never happened to me in my life. I got a freaking Kit Kat bar. So he does this, and I was like, I'm serious. Like, that was so awesome. I said, do you listen to podcasts? And he's like, I do. And I said, well, I have one called The Big Messy Bun, and I'd love to interview you for the podcast. So he's going, doing his job. He comes back, and I have these little crack open cards. They're these little tiny cards that have secret messages on them. So I gave him a card just telling him how good he did. And then I said, could I get a picture with you? And he's like, sure, come to the back of the aircraft. So now this is funny. I am a frequent peer on a plane. I'm a frequent peer, period. So I'm now going for my second time to the back of the plane. Lance is just over away, and he sees me get up and go to the back. And then I'm back there for about 15 minutes with Thomas and his flight crew. Lance is like, is she okay back there? And then he's like, oh, she's probably recording a podcast, which is not far from the truth. I was gathering information for the pod. So Thomas gave me full permission to share his story. So I get to the back. Thomas goes to tell me, this is where the podcast is going, about being kind. Be curious, ask questions. So we get to the back of the aircraft, and he tells me, I've been off work for 2 months. It was my first day back. And I'm like, wow, like, do you want to share, like, what was going on? And he's like, I lost a grandparent, and I also was dating a guy, and he totally ghosted me, and I was just, and he was injured. The poor kid, he's been through everything. So I asked him, like, how old are you? And, it was around my kid's age. And I just felt this mother instinct, right? And I said, can I give you a hug? And I gave him a hug. And I just told him, I said, you're going to go through some down times, but there's goodness ahead of you. Just love yourself ridiculously lots. Like, pour into yourself. Because when you do that, the rest of the world will start to, like, be created for you. But when we're looking for outside validation everywhere, sometimes we won't get it. So for myself, when I shared with him what that experience was like, having him do such an outstanding service, he didn't have to be that dramatic and that good. I said, that was great. Like, what made you do that? And he's like, I just love my job. So he wrote me this note, you guys, and I'm going to try reading it to you. So check this out. If you're watching on audio or listening, oh my God. If you're listening on audio, go to episode 52 on YouTube. And you're going to see me have a little bit of an outburst. I'll fill you in later on what was so funny, although possibly you might have seen on the screen. Go back and rewind and see if you see someone crawling by me on the floor. Okay, back to the episode. Lance just about made his first appearance on the podcast. Okay, so let me bring you back. Thomas was having a really hard time. I didn't know Thomas was having that. All I knew is that guy did an exceptional job. Like, he was kind. Like, I watched him on the aircraft. He was really doing such a great job. So he says this to me. After I gave him a note, told him about the podcast, this is going down. He says, hi, Katie. Thank you for your kindness towards me and my crew. He acknowledges his crew. He could have said just himself, but no, he acknowledges his crew. You have a personality. Oh, wait. This is another little timeout for the pod. Listen, I struggle with reading sometimes. I can tell you stories, but when I go to read, I make up words. It just fucking happens. Let me start from the top. Hi, Katie. Thank you for your kindness towards me and my crew. You have personally made a positive impact on me. I truly appreciate it. Nobody truly realized that flight attendants have feelings too. It has not been easy on me for the past 2 months. He gave me permission to share. I always try my best to smile at everyone and make everyone's life a little easier. Thomas, you did. So thank you so much for your, for showing me your kind heart and soul. It's people like you remind me why I chose this dream career of mine. You make a difference. Feel free to share the details for your podcast. Guys, Thomas not only delivered me this note, he also comped Shelly and I a couple more chocolate bars. You guys, being kind. So this podcast is about going at your job, delivering great service. You as the customer, just so you know, when you're flying that plane or you're getting your coffee at Tim Hortons, you don't own those people. They don't owe you. It can be reciprocal. It can be a give and take. It can be kind back. Like it can be like a tennis match where you just, or a volleyball game where you just, or catch, you know, like it can be that. When we are looking at the people that we're serving, or you're going somewhere and you're getting service, talk to them as they are. They're humans. We need this in our world. We've gotten so digital, so tech. Like we're what's that called? Techno courage. When we're all so quick to just have an opinion and do whatever. We forget that there's human beings behind these things. There's human beings behind every post. There's human beings behind every message you see online or post or whatever you're going to talk about. But these are real people. Today, we checked into this hotel. Another great service moment. We checked in. We just got here. I knew I'm going to be teaching a fitness class. I was really hoping to borrow some weights from the gym to teach right from my room rather than, we did a body weight exercise program yesterday, so I wanted to do something different today. Guys, I asked the girl at the counter, I'm like, hey, I'm teaching a fitness class. Can I borrow some weights? I'm going to be teaching from my room. I forgot to mention on Zoom. This was so funny. So she says, yes, I can get the weights. Then she's like, how many? I'm like, oh, just one set. And then she says, we're just getting our keys for our room. And she's like, when are your guests arriving? I looked at Lance. I'm like, do you have someone coming here? And he's like, and sorry, I'm just laughing at the fact that he crawled by the floor here. So we look at each other and we're like, no, nobody's coming. She thought I was teaching a class like in my hotel room with people. So it was funny, you guys. But great service. I got the dumbbells. They're just at the door. I just finished teaching this class. I'm going to return them to their spot. Go at it, especially this holiday season. You guys, people are on edge. People are tired. People are stressed. So go out there with some kindness. Show some kindness. I swear it will come back to you. And it comes back in so many ways. So when I had this exchange with Thomas, Shelly, right beside me, another beautiful woman that shared a bit of her soul with me as I shared a little bit with her. That's another story, Shelly. It is coming, and it is going to be such a beautiful short story to share. It's such a strong one, but that's a whole nother podcast in itself. But when I shared Thomas's story with the people that I've ran into, Thomas, just so you know, I want you to hold this podcast close to your heart. Don't give up on being the kind person that you are. Everything is going to come to you. Just keep being yourself. Don't give up on that. And if you're listening to this and maybe you're going through a hard time like Thomas, just know that good times are coming for you. They really are. And there's someone out there that's thinking of you. And there's someone out there that's going to give you that, I hope, this message that I was able to give Thomas and vice versa. He gave us so much that day. Not just chocolate bars. He gave us energy back, it was such a give and take. I was flying high after that flight. And then I got to fill in with Lance with everything. And then he told me about his flight. And it was just beautiful all around. So I want you to remember to be kind. And again, if you're struggling with kindness for you, see what you can do to pour into yourself. It is a tough season coming up, you guys. It's a beautiful season, but there's a lot of challenges. So I want to urge you to look at that when you're going out. See what kind of kindness that you can deliver and see how it comes back to you, because it will. All right. That is a wrap. Episode 52 in the books. I am getting ready. We're going out for dinner and a swim, and we're having a holiday. So I hope you guys are doing great. I would love to have you hit that follow button if you haven't done that yet. This is episode 52, you guys. We've got how many weeks left in this year? About 4 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we're celebrating our 1 year. I also want to remind you, the next few podcasts, if you share them, if you comment on them, you're going to be entered for a draw that we're doing at the Big Messy Bun. We're having a giveaway. So I'm going to do the giveaway. I'll do the draw sometime just before Christmas, but I'm just going to do kind of a giveaway. I'm just adding to this little goodie box that I'm going to be shipping out to somebody. So I want you to share this episode. I want you to be a follower of the podcast, because we're here to make our days better, and we're going to do it one episode at a time. Have a great night or great day. Oh, it's hump day. I always forget. I'm thinking it's night because I'm just recorded here at night, but we'll see you next week on the Big Messy Bun.